Hi again, everybody. Today, right now, East Coast time, Saturday morning, 1:45 a.m. Here I am sewing. 1:45 in the morning, sewing. Got on Facebook, started reading the news, started seeing more of what's going on. Good God. These people that are protesting, I talked about them in my last video. And I want you to look at these pictures, these still shots I captured from the news video. Look at them. They have no personal protection on. How many of these people are parents? How many of these people are parents and are going to go home and possibly, you know they are, going to infect their children because the people that they're hanging out with that have no personal protection have probably already been infected themselves. So you have to ask yourself this question. Remember I told you a story about babies being born to drug addict mothers? And then there's fathers out there now that, never were good parents. They wouldn't change a diaper. Look at the ignorance of these people. Are they not thinking of their children? Are they not thinking about what's going to happen to their kids if they go home and infect them? Everyone is poor right now. There's no doubt. But what we should be doing is fighting and getting this president to extend getting monthly payments to all the citizens of the United States to stay home for a few more months so this virus can get more under control. Watching other countries and what they've done to help the virus get under control, you would think that the United States would be watching that. But of course, the reason why we're having such issues in the United States is because of the fake president. Yes, fake president, you heard me. Because he does not act like a real president. He's a monster. He talks like a monster, he acts like a monster, he treats people like a monster. He's pathetic. And I have never ever disrespected a president as much in my life as I disrespect this one. I have not agreed with many presidents, and I have not voted for many presidents because, I didn't agree with them or that, but nothing to the extent of this man and what he's done and what he's currently doing and how he encourages people to start fights. He's an antagonizer. He's an antagonizer. He's not a diplomat. He's an antagonizer. And it's amazing to see how many people in this country, I call them rednecks, hillbillies, because that's what they are. Look at them. They're acting like they're uneducated, which I'm sure a lot of them are not. A lot of them are not educated. Because if they were educated, they would understand the seriousness of this virus. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of haters watching this video, but you know what? I'm telling you like it is. And if you don't see the truth and you want to hate on me, you go right ahead. But history is going to prove that I'm right. Many years from now, when you come across this video and watch it, you're going to see that I was right. Now, those people protesting, they're going to infect their children. They're going to infect other innocent people. They're going to go get their hair cut from a hairdresser or a barber. They might infect that hairdresser or that barber. They're not thinking of anyone but themselves. Isn't that pretty fabric? Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful fabric. Reminds me of Monet, doesn't it? And, why am I making all these masks and doing these videos? Because of the virus. Because we need to protect ourselves. I have clients still calling me and emailing me. I need a mask. I need a mask. I need a mask. Where do I order a mask? Where do I order a mask? I'm still making them. We have responsible people out there. I have educated people calling me and emailing me for masks. Thank God I know educated people. This one's pretty. This is from the era. This is how, people ask where I get all my fabrics, and I tell it's in my collection. This was from a class that I taught, oh my God, over 12 years ago. I was teaching a class on fabric painting, and this was one of the fabric painted fabrics, and this was another one. Ain't it pretty? So yeah, I mean, I'm making masks because of this pandemic, this virus, and there's other people out there making jokes of it, getting angry. Now, let me look at the other side of these people. They may be starving. They have no money. They need to go back to work. That's most of the world. So what do we need to do? We need to tweet back to that president and say, get us monthly checks. Stop risking our lives for your stock exchange. Get us monthly stimulus checks. If you don't have the money, tax the rich and the corporations again. Get the money from them. You know? But we're talking about people's lives. People's lives. So Donald Trump wants people to go back to work, and when there's this epidemic, this pandemic, I keep calling it epidemic, this pandemic is not even hasn't even reached its full top of the first wave yet. It's just barely at the peak coming over. Okay? Now, if you watch the news reports over in Korea, people are getting reinfected. People have become reinfected again. At some point, we're all going to have to go back to work. But if those here's what I'm going to tell you right now. If those protesters were wearing masks and personal protection and saying, you know, we need to go back to work, we need to do this, I would see some type of responsibility to them. Okay? They showed every lack of responsibility, like this virus isn't real. Now, many of you have been following me and listening to me preaching, and one of the things I've been preaching about is you don't have to be religious to understand the story. You just have to watch the story or read the story. There's you know, they have on YouTube the story of Noah's Ark, and it was made with real actors and actresses. In fact, I was watching it and it was like, oh, I know some of those actors. They're pretty famous, like Mark Leonard from Star Trek, the old Star Trek and stuff. Anyway, what happened was, and it's so ironic when you watch this video. I post a link to that video below this video. One of the kings or whoever he was that ruled the land, the way he talked in this movie and acted, my God, you thought it was Donald Trump. And this movie was made years ago. And this character from the Bible, and the way they gave him script to read in the movie, talked just like Donald Trump. And the people that were naysayers and protesters against Noah, they're just like Trump followers now. So the question is, after all these centuries from the Bible, what has changed? What has changed with humankind? Has anything in the humankind changed? The answer is no. And yet we have all these people, like for example in the United States, that claim to be Christians. And most of them are the first ones that don't even care about other people's lives, but they call themselves Christians. Look at all those Christians that went to church. Oh, God wants us to go. God, you know what? Let me tell you something. God gave you a brain. When Moses, in the story of the Ten Commandments, told Ramses that by his word God would bring a plague, and that plague was to kill every firstborn male. And Moses says, by your word, God's going to bring that plague now. He's going to bring that. And the angel of death came down and killed every firstborn, except if you were stayed inside your home and the blood of a lamb or sheep was painted over your door, the angel of death passed by your door. Those people were in the privacy of their own homes, staying safe. They didn't go to temple. They didn't have a temple. They didn't go to a big congregation place. They were staying safe in their homes while the angel of death was coming to take lives. A pretty fabric, isn't it? But for some reason, these Christians, do they not read? Can they read? Can these people read? These people who claim to be Christians and go to church, do they actually read? Or are they just there to listen to the music? And as my ex used to say, my mother only goes to church for a fashion show. Years later, he did the same thing. He went to church just for a fashion show. And then you got those people who only go to church once or twice a year anyway. But, you know, I have a lot of friends who are atheists. And I've seen them do more Christian things than Christians do. And that's the truth. I'm out of bobbin thread. I am out of bobbin thread. Oh, I hate when that happens. It's the only thing about these mechanical machines is they don't have a warning sign to tell you're out of bobbin. But these mechanical machines will outlast all those computer machines. Because after 30 years or so, they don't make the board anymore to replace on a computer machine when it breaks. So you're forced to have to buy another machine. Whereas these mechanical machines, they'll last forever as long as you take care of them. Alright. Yeah, so when you look at all this, you say to yourself, you would think that these Christian people, these evangelists, would be the ones that would be following God's word and protecting people and all that. But then again, you say to yourself, are these people really Christian? Or are they just using the title? Did they hijack the title? You know, a lot of them just hijacked the title. Because there's no way that these people are really Christians when you compare what they say and do to what the Bible was written to say and do, what Jesus tells them to say and do. You don't have to be religious to know this. That's why a lot of my atheist friends, they were former Christians and they became atheists. I still believe in my God. I'm not an atheist, but I'll tell you what, when I look at people who claim to be Christian compared to my friends who are atheists, and someone were to say to me, well, show me what a Christian is. Without telling them my friends are atheists, I would say, those people there, they're the true acting Christians. Even though they're not Christian, they act more Christian than the Christians do. It's true. Yep. So all these masks I've been making non-stop since I've been on lockdown. And many of you out there are making masks as well. We're making them for the responsible people out there, the people who care. The people that not only care about their lives, but they care about the lives of others. And when you look at those photos of those protesters, you can see they don't care about anyone. They don't care about anybody else's lives. So let's go back to that Noah's Ark, where all those protesters were tormenting Noah, and they even tried to burn Noah's Ark down, you know, just to be mean, you know, and all this, and because, you know, they said Noah believes in a God you can't see and this and that. And they tried to destroy the ark and everything, and then the rains came. And then the floods came. And what happened? What happened? The land started to disappear. People were drowning. And all of a sudden they were screaming, let us in! Let us in! Let us in! You know? That's going to be these protesters when they get sick and they're in the hospital on their deathbed. Save me! Save me! Save me! Truth is, they're going to die by their own hand because they were so ignorant and stupid. They had all the education in front of them. They had all the information that they needed to protect themselves. And what are they doing? They're playing Russian roulette with their life, with their children's lives, and everyone else's lives. That's the truth. Look how pretty that one is. Isn't that pretty? If I had to change colored thread for top stitching, I would never get as many done as I can right now. We're using the same color and use the black thread to match the black straps. So, oh, here's one. Isn't this one cool? Isn't that a cool one? You know, you got to bring a smile to our face somehow. So bring a smile with colorful masks, with nice printed masks. You got to feel good somehow. You got to feel good somehow. I need to feel good somehow. I'm just so sad that we're still living in a society of people like the Dark Ages and like the early Bible ages. But going back to the Noah's Ark story. Okay, that's enough about religion. That's enough about religion. I don't go to church for a fashion show. All I can tell you is the stories that I read in the Bible and compare that to those people who supposedly are Christian today and they don't seem to be following the ways of what Jesus taught or learn the lessons from Noah's Ark. Nothing. Nothing. So I say to those people, stop hijacking the Christian title. Stop hijacking it. I say to those evangelical leaders who prey on the poor for money, stop. But the only way that you can get them to stop is stop giving them money. The only way you can get these leaders like our fake president out of office is to vote for someone else. Anyway, so that's my little topic. Maybe I should have my own radio station, huh? Or I guess this would be equivalent to a podcast, but I'm the only one talking. I don't know, I feel like Rush Limbaugh, but on the other end, the other side. Alright. I'll let you all go. You can see I'm busy. And I run out of stuff to talk about. I just keep repeating the same thing over and over. I'm tired of repeating the same thing over and over. I just pray we all stay healthy. I keep saying prayers that all my friends I know are still alive next week. Still alive next year. If people are going to die, it's by the will of God, by what He wants them to die from. And I hope to God it's not because they were stupid, that anybody was stupid and didn't protect themselves from this virus. Because anyone who's going to contract this virus that did not protect themselves, they committed suicide on their own. Anyone who contracts this virus that had protected themselves and did whatever they could, it's not by their hand. And anyone that doesn't wear personal protection and goes out there like those protesters, comes home and infects their children, they murdered their kids. Okay guys, you take care. I promise the next video, I'll find something to educate you on and make it fun and uplifting. Alright? But you gotta promise me you're gonna wear protection. It's like sex. Put that condom on so you don't get no STDs. Okay, love you all. Bye.